Are you gonna start sleeping sideways on your bed?
Well, I can because I'm so short.
I think that's weird.
Jonesy and Ray, just wondering.
Welcome back to Just Wondering podcast, where we will surprise each other with whatever topics come to mind. We literally know nothing and have made a rule to never research before recording. So buckle up.
We're your hosts. I'm Jones.
And I'm Ray. And Jones, I was just wondering about Feng Shui.
What?
Is it called Feng Shui or Feng Shui? Because it's spelled with an E.
I say feng shui, but also I do not speak
Chinese.
Chinese. I was like,
But
I
like,
don't.
which language in Chinese?
Yeah,
also?
that's why I was like, I just paused because I didn't know. Is it is that where it originates in China?
I accidentally did a minor bit of research because I was trying to figure out how it was spelled.
Okay.
And it's spelled with an E, so it's, I guess, Feng Shui.
Okay.
And it is an ancient Chinese practice.
Interesting.
And
For some reason, I always thought it was Japanese.
It doesn't sound Japanese. Usually, from what I understand, it seems like Japanese is very like every other letter is a vowel / consonant. So each syllable would be like consonant, vowel, consonant, vowel.
Yeah.
So Feng Shui doesn't seem like Japanese, but I don't know.
I also don't know. That was just my assumption.
Like,
but
for example, because I only know fighting words in Japanese. So like Shotokan, karate, it's like every other, like each syllable has a consonant vowel. But I know there's also like the TS for like tsunami. So I think it's like an ancient Chinese practice.
Cool.
And I think the direct translation is wind water.
Water.
Yes.
Cool. I would think that shui would be like the wind, but I guess also water moves like that.
It's a show wave.
Feng shui.
And it's, I guess, to make your habitat natural. So how humans can live in a natural kind of habitat, but within their home, which is a construct.
Time is a construct. No. That's really interesting. I don't know a lot about feng shui. You once told me the foot of your bed should face the door, and my head is directly aligned with the door, so I obviously did not listen.
That's the only thing I know, and I feel like the bedroom feng shui is probably the most important because it would, I think it would probably make your sleep feel more natural and better. Like maybe you have better sleeps, maybe like because it's supposed to like channel the energy through your room in a way that feels natural. And
if the door is closed though, would the energy flow in the same way?
Who sleeps with their door open?
That's what I mean. If the door's closed though, like would it make a difference? I always sleep with my door closed. I live alone and I sleep with my door closed.
That's good fire safety practice.
Yeah, and also like just good if there's a killer, it gives you 0.1 extra seconds.
But if they're really sneaky, you're not going to hear them open the door anyway, and you're not going to get out your window. It's so little. It's like actually like 5 centimeters by 5 centimeters, right?
But also like
little.
6 feet off the ground, so I think there's a couple factors as to why I wouldn't get out that window.
But like also like what if it's like to create energy, like it would create like probably a mood, right? Maybe if you have like a guest over or a partner, maybe you want to have good feng shui in your room because you're gonna have like a better energy that would make it like more enjoyable.
Do you think if I put on a mood ring in my room and then put my bed in different directions, it would change colors and tell me what's better?
Can you report back?
Well, my room is so small, so in order to do that, I would have to take my bed apart and then move it and then reassemble it every time. And honestly, that doesn't really sound like something I have time to do.
I can come over and help you to do that. We can take the bed frame apart and remove it and just rotate your mattress until you have the best mood ring response. And then we can rebuild your bed frame at that point and put the mattress back on it.
That's definitely a possibility. But right now I'm thinking that sounds like a lot and not today.
Not today, obviously.
Well, yeah, I just meant like the collective today. And your bed is far too heavy.
I was thinking I wanted to kind of rearrange my bedroom, but my bed is very heavy, as are all of my bookshelves and everything. So I actually need someone to help me to do it. Another thing I heard about feng shui, I feel like I keep going back and forth between saying feng shui and feng shui. I don't know how it's pronounced. If you guys know that, please let us know. Is you're not supposed to have a lot of plants in your room. But like if you hear other things about plants, it purifies your air. It can help you relax at night depending on what the scents are and stuff. Like I think in terms of new age hippie shit, am I allowed to swear on this podcast?
I mean, we make the rules, so
I think you should have plants in your room because they're definitely going to be like aromatherapy to have, but also air purifying things. So there are certain plants that are better for you to have in your home that will help purify your air. But I think all plants in general are going to pull away toxins and give you more oxygen. But I think you're not supposed to have too many in your bedroom because I think you can kind of over oxidize your room.
Imagine I have too much oxygen. What would happen? Be in a bad
Maybe you get high.
I don't know. I've had a lot of oxygen in my body and I never felt high.
Yeah, but you know how if you're hungover, you can go to those like oxygen bar things?
I've always wanted to try that. It's like if someone looks into it and tells me where to go and who to pay, then I'll do it.
But also like if the worst thing that can happen from having too much oxygen is you don't get a hangover, like I'm gonna just make my bedroom into Jumanji.
Yeah, seriously. And it's gonna be fine. Do you know anything else about it? Isn't it like low tables or something? Short table, I don't know. I honestly don't know that, but for some reason I'm like imagining seeing in movies like people sitting on the ground around like a really short table on pillows and being like, oh, it's good feng shui. I don't know. And then I'm sure there's like something to do with like colors.
I think that that's right. So something like a red bedroom, I think like red because it's kind of like an angry color. I think it makes you kind of aggravated and you don't sleep as well. I've had all colors around my house growing up, but I don't think we knew anything about what the color would do. It's just like, I like it, so I'm going to paint my house.
I'm not like really a big painter, I've never painted in like any of my apartments. The last time I like chose a color to paint my room was when I was like 10 and I chose blue because go Leafs go.
Was it Leafs blue?
It wasn't quite Leafs blue because that's pretty dark.
If you guys are curious about what Nicole's apartment looks like, check out her MTV Cribs. It's in her story highlights on her Instagram page.
Nicole A. Jonesy, Jonesy. It's quite comical. Honestly, like 2 thumbs up from myself for it. And you can see where all my furniture is and you can tell me if it's good or bad feng shui. Would love to hear your input.
Yeah, for me, like the way I design my living space is basically like what's functional, which I feel like should be correct for feng shui as well because it just has a flow to it and it's supposed to be like how we would go through everyday life or like what is natural because I'm really driven by efficiency like overall.
Love it. Love to be efficient.
In our kitchen, we rearranged everything. So like when we first moved in, we put everything away and we're like, yeah, this is fine. And then over time, we're like, no, we use these things more. So they got moved closer to where they would be used.
That makes a lot of sense.
So we rearranged the cupboards based on like how the space is actually most often used.
Nice.
When I designed my bedroom, at first I wasn't really thinking about what it would be like best for use. And I went to sleep and the first week I couldn't sleep at all because it felt so foreign. And it literally was like I was sleeping on the other side of the bed. So when I hear like, oh, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed, I really get that because when I moved to this apartment, I was sleeping on the wrong side of the bed.
I'm like imagining how your old room was and how your new room is. And I was like, it is very similar. Maybe I'm not sleeping that well because my head is facing the door, not my feet. Do you think if I just turn my body around, it does the same thing? Or do I have to turn the bed around?
Are you going to start sleeping sideways on your bed?
Well, I can because I'm so short.
I think that's weird.
Like right now when I wake up, the door is like right in front of my face. But if I just flip to the other side of the bed, then the door would be aligned with my feet, but my feet wouldn't be facing the door.
Right.
That's like yours.
No, my feet are towards my door. In most rooms, it has to be like kind of, I think, the general direction. So you can mostly put your headboard against 2 different walls for your feet to be pointed towards the door.
Yes.
Right. So one time I came home from work and my roommate was like, "Can you help me move my bed?" And I was like, "Yeah, of course, because if I ever want to rearrange my room, I want to know." I'd be like, "Hey, I've helped you with yours. Can you help me
Yeah.
with mine?" Right. So I'm like, "Of course I can. Yeah, no problem." So I go into his room and I'm like, "How do you want to do this?" And he's like, "I want to put my headboard here," which was literally like the headboard was facing the door. So if you went into the room and opened the door, you would just see the headboard. That is really bad feng shui. I don't know if I can let you do that.
I can't allow it.
And he put his bed in the middle of the room with the headboard facing the door. And I was
No.
like, I don't like this at all.
I don't like that. Oh, you know what else I think I heard is not good is if your back faces your door.
Oh, I think that's dangerous.
It's not bad feng shui. It's bad life practice.
Yeah, I was reading a sci-fi book recently, the son of the royal family, and part of his training was from the sword master, and the sword master basically told him, you should never sit with your back to the door because anyone could come in and assassinate you.
Yeah, I don't think that a killer's coming in to get me. But at my old apartment, when we first moved in, the back of the couch faced it, and I used to get scared. I'm sure there's something about feng shui about like where to hang certain pictures and like the types of pictures you should hang places. I thought it was pretty good when you put the picture of the outside over my sink to make it look like I was looking outside.
Yeah,
that's gotta be good. That's got a flow.
A lot of people have their sinks with like a window above it to look outside, and you don't. So I thought maybe we should put a picture of the outside so that you feel like you have a window.
But I've never lived in a house like that.
All my friends have houses like that. All my friends have that. You're not
All
my
my
friend.
friends. Oh my god. I didn't even catch on to that. That was so rude.
It was a joke.
It was betrayal.
Yeah, you've not been living right.
Your life sucks because you got bad feng shui because there's no window over your sink.
Don't you think that if you're washing dishes, you'd rather be looking outside than looking at the wall?
I never thought about it because I only ever saw that in movies. I bet you're supposed to put your garbage can somewhere too.
You probably should keep your garbage somewhere, like not even just for feng shui. Seriously, not even just for feng shui, but for like health and safety. You should probably have your garbage like sorted properly and like not close to like food handling stuff, you know? I have this book called Funky Shui that
Funky Shui.
yeah, Funky Shui. And it shows you like all these like whack ways of decorating like sock monkey chandeliers and like
isn't the point of a chandelier for it to be crystals? Or
I think so, because it's supposed to be fancy. So it's probably like fancy shui. How to change fancy shui into funky shui, and like all these like whack colors and like make it more fun, like animal print or like dinosaur print or like any kind of just like crazy wacky things to liven up your home.
I think I like funky shui better. Except I would never decorate my house like that. I just like the idea of it.
Jones, what are you drinking?
Today I am drinking Coors Light. Classic, easy, free light. What are you drinking?
Today I'm drinking a pumpkin ale from Great Lakes Brewery.
Does it taste like pumpkin?
It does, yeah.
I'd like to try it. Cheers.
Cheers.
Let us know what you know about feng shui, if that's how you say it, how you actually say it, anything you know.
Email us any insights that you have at justwonderingpodcast.ray@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram at just.wondering.podcast and subscribe to us on YouTube.
Do it.
Thanks for listening.
I don't know why I did this. Do it. Thanks for listening. Bye. Ray, what were you going to say?
I was going to ask Jones, what are you drinking?
Thanks. Ray, what are you doing? You go.
Okay.